Hey everyone, before I read our book today, I want to talk about how all schools across Texas are closed down for the rest of the year. And what that means is we won't be going to school until next year when you are all big first graders. And I am heartbroken by the fact that we won't get to be in our classroom and spend the rest of the year together, but I know that this is the best decision to keep everyone safe and healthy, and we can hopefully stop this awful bug. So with that being said, next year, whenever you have your new teachers and you're going to with your new friends, don't forget to stop by my room every now and then and give me a hug and a high five and say hi, because you all will always have such a special place in my heart. So let's get to reading. Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Viorst. So since it's by her, she wrote the words, she is the author. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on a skateboard by mistake, and I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running. I could tell this is going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. He looks angry. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Miss Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be carsick. No one even answered me. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Miss Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off and lands in Australia. That's not very nice, is it? There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in a dessert? Mine. It was a terrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school my mom took us all to the dentist and Dr. Fields found a cavity in just my mouth. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week I said I'm going to Australia. Look at him. I don't think he's very happy. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to get in the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a baby. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with a car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I told everybody. No one even answered. Look how mad he is. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes, Nick chose red ones with red stripes, and I chose blue ones with red stripes, but then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. There he is, upset. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as I could be except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, no good, very bad day. Look, there's Dad. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate lima beans. There was kissing on the TV, and I hate kissing. Look at them. Ew! My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes, my marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. Look at them. It's just grumpy gills. When I went to bed, Nick took the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says that some days are like that, even in Australia. And that is Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And you know what? Bad days happen, but we just gotta keep on rolling through it. So before I go, let's do it together. You are kind, you are smart, and you are important. Now this time with an I. I am kind, I am smart, and I am important. I love you and I miss you, and I can't wait till all this is over and I can give you all big hugs and high fives and finger guns. Bye, y'all.